Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an Armored Warfare replay. I am your host, Bjorn, and today I have for you the Sho't Kal Dalet, and I am teamed up here with Red Queen, who is also a Armored Warfare streamer. I'll make sure I throw a link to her Twitch in my video description. And she is running the T-62M, which is kind of funny because actually the tank I'm playing would actually face off against the tank she's playing. Anyway, so how does this work out? Well, in 1958, Israel were equipped with aging, renamed M50s and M51s and AMX-13s. However, they lacked a modern main battle tank. Israel would turn to the British government, and the British government would supply the Israelis with second-hand Centurion Mark III and Centurion Mark Vs. The Israelis would quickly rename these vehicles as Sho't Meteor. Basically, Sho't meaning scourge or whip, based on what source you look at. It's Hebrew. I think it's a guess. It's anybody's guess what it really means or what it really translates as. And basically, they were unmodified. They were still using the Meteor engines. However, the Mark IIIs that were armed with the 20-pounder guns, as they were rearming those with the British 105 millimeter L7, which is actually what gun you see here. That gun actually came standard on the Mark V, so that wasn't a big deal. Of course, soon after acquisition, they were upgraded. Like I said, we start with the Mark IIIs, which were upgraded to Mark Vs. You had the Mark Vs already, but they would soon be upgrading them even more. In 1974, you would actually get the Sho't Kal series. Kal meaning the type of engine. They would have to rework the engine deck. It's got a slightly raised engine deck for the new engine. And transmission, it was now powered by a Continental AVD or AVDS-1790-2A diesel engine. And then it would also have an Allison CD 850-6 transmission. Basically, this had the same engine and transmission as the M48s and M60s that they were getting. It only made perfect sense. Tanks were perfectly good, but by making modifications, they could keep the commonality of parts. And that I can get into that some other time, why it's important to have commonality of parts and ammunition and things of that nature. Other things would also be upgraded as time went on. You had the Sho't Kal Aleph, which had the new engine and the new transmission, and it also had a more pan-like modified cupola, which you do see there. There's the Kal Bet, which had add-on armor and other improvements. Now, that add-on armor was actually steel plating. They were just laying steel plating over top of the current armor the vehicle already had. Then you had the Kal Gimli, which added the Blazer ERA armor, which is what you see here. All those plates on the turrets, front hull. You got some on the side here. That's all explosive reactive armor. It also had new fire control system, new gun sights, and new smoke discharge covers. Then in 1985, this is where we get to the Dalet. That's where they added a thermal gun sleeve, laser rangefinder, and other possible improvements. There's not a whole lot additional information on that end. The Sho't series was used actually fairly successfully by the Israelis against even the Jordanians, who were also using Centurions. And they would also be used against the Syrians. Actually, at let's see here. Let's find that information so I can put in perspective what happened here. 1973, you had the Yom Kippur War, which basically pretty well put it down as one of the most deadliest tanks in history. You had the IDF 7th Armored Brigade, which mounted less than 100 tanks, go up against 500 Syrian T-55s and T-62s, knocking out 250 of them before the rest fled. So that shows you how deadly this tank is. In armored warfare, it is a Tier 4 main battle tank. It's not the most mobile main battle tank I've ever played at Tier 4. Consider it is a quite heavy tank, actually, because of the additional add-on armor plating, things like the blazer armor. However, it is a very capable tank. The turret's fairly tough, very good to use at hull down. It's got fairly good gun depression. The biggest problem, though, is at Tier 4, right behind those headlights is basically bare armor, and those are actual weak spots on the hull. Pretty much wherever there's not explosive reactive armor is a weak spot. And I mean, that's what you get. The Centurion was a tank that was literally built with World War II technology. It was built to answer against the Panther. But it wouldn't be until after the war was over until the vehicle was realized. Now I'll pull up the results here. So we have 8,462 damage with 2 enemies spotted and 6 enemies destroyed. So as you can see, the vehicle stood out really good by itself as a Tier 4 and actually a higher tier match. As you can see, it was a Tier 5 match because we had a T-64A-76. But I was top damage overall. Unfortunately, not top XP overall. But the vehicle did very well for me. It's a lot of fun to play. But it can be frustrating because of those weak spots. In PvE, the bots are very good at making sure they always hit those weak spots behind the headlights, which is unfortunate. What else can I say? The vehicle's a lot more balanced now in game. It used to be a Tier 2 in the Schreiber line. It's now a Tier 4. It's definitely a bit more balanced. If the armor, I could also actually say the armor is a little bit underwhelming at Tier 4, but even at Tier 4, it's still a very capable vehicle. But there you go. You got to get through that vehicle to get yourself to the Magaks and the Merkavas, which is those are really good tanks. But so there you go. That's the Sho't Kal Dalet, the Scourge of Israel. Hope everybody enjoyed this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and throw some comments down below. Let me know what you think of the videos, especially if you like them. And even if you really, you're not overly fond of them, leave a comment. I want to try and improve the quality of these videos, and just, yeah. I enjoy making them. And I want to keep doing them. I enjoy sharing the history that I know of these vehicles, and pouring over a little extra research on the vehicles. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me again, and I hope to see you again sometime.